About the poet. William Wordsworth was born on April 7, 1770, in Cockermouth, Cumberland, a small quiet market town in northwest England, on the edge of the Lake District. He was a major English Romantic poet who, in collaboration with Samuel Taylor Coleridge, published Lyrical Ballads, 1798, i.e. known as the Manifesto of Romanticism. He is also known as Lake Poet. Coleridge and Southey are the others belonging to this group of Lake poets. 3 Year She Grew. Summary. This poem belongs to a group of poems called Lucy poems. The poet shows that when Lucy was hardly 3 years old, nature decided to adopt her and bring her up into a lady of her own. It is nature that is going to educate her all her benefits of grace and beauty in order to enable her to grow into a perfect woman. Nature reveals the methods by which she would achieve her objectives. Nature proposes to be for Lucy both rules and regulations and the natural instincts that govern all human action. Her constant company would kindle in Lucy noble and sublime thoughts. In other words, nature will not allow Lucy to follow the laws of nature. Nature would allow her impulses to be governed by nature. Lucy would be allowed to move freely like a deer that merrily ambles across the lawn or up the springs. Nothing in the world would be able to anger her, and she would enjoy the peace and serenity normally associated with lifeless things. Floating clouds would teach her freedom of movement. The willow would lend her its flexibility. Even in the motion of the storm, her perceiving imagination would be able to see patterns and models of human life and develop sympathy for. She would enjoy the beauty of the midnight stars, and with equal zeal she would watch the ever-changing dance of the rivulets and rejoices in their murmur sounds. The harmony of the beautiful sights and sounds of nature would pass into her face and endow it with heavenly charm. Nature would help her to grow into a perfect woman, both physically and mentally. Nature kept her promise. Lucy grew into a woman, well-developed and tall, and blessed with noble qualities. But the cruel hands of death soon unexpectedly Lucy died, leaving the speaker the memory of the past. About the poem. Nature is personified as a mother who adopts Lucy, bring him up and look after her education. This shows Wordsworth's belief in the formative and educational influence of nature. Nature fosters man's gifts, intuition and imagination. He believes that if a child is allowed to follow his own intuition, he will develop into a better man than a child taught and instructed in school. Nature provides man with physical, spiritual and intellectual nourishment. This shows how man can live in harmony with nature. Nature generates and develops positive gifts, abilities and thoughts in the human being. There is a simile in As the Fawn. The poet likens Lucy to a small deer who wanders freely in the natural surrounding, enjoying the beauty and blessings of nature. This image reflects the idea of freedom. Man can find freedom in nature. There is personification in Willow Bend.